went from making 6 figures to getting my car repossessed and working a 9 to 5. Let's get into it.
In July, there were fireworks explode.
I am actually currently working my 9 to 5. Yeah. I thank God every day that I work from home, though. I can say that. But I am constantly racking my brain trying to figure out how did I get here. I recently got back from Puerto Rico. It was me and my boyfriend's anniversary trip, a vacation, much needed. But as soon as I got back to Georgia, I've just been stressing. I'm trying to figure out how did I get here. A lot of my followers came from my business content. Back when business was booming, I used to do entrepreneur vlogs. I used to give people tips and tricks about how to start their business, get recognition on platforms like TikTok and Instagram. Those are like my most popular videos aside from some of my moving videos. Just to tell you guys how to find vendors. Like, that was back when things were so good. I was getting a YouTube check. I was getting a check from sales. I sell custom wigs, by the way, and I started selling custom wigs after I lost my hair from alopecia. I kind of just took off on social media, and that's how things got started up, and things were good. I went and bought my first car. I financed it though, which is one of the worst mistakes I could have ever made. That is one of my biggest regrets, because when I went to go get a car, I had enough money in my bank account to buy a car full out. And I'm just gonna leave that there. Yeah, that's one of my biggest regrets. Fast forward to now, sales are pretty much non-existent. I barely get sales. My videos are not being pushed on social media. And social media is a big part. If you know, if you're an entrepreneur, social media is a big part of making money, because nobody is going to know about you 9 times out of 10 unless they find out about you on social media nowadays. Let's just be honest. So the fact that I used to get viral videos all the time, and even if it wasn't viral, I used to get that engagement. Now I do not. And the only thing that has changed, y'all, is the fact that my work has gotten better. It's not like I started creating completely different content, or no. Social media, TikTok is just not pushing my content, and it is just so frustrating. I have 200,000 followers on TikTok, y'all. I have people that see my videos every once in a while, and they're like, I have not seen you in forever, and I've been following you since you started your business. How are people that's following me not seeing my content when I post it? I feel like that makes no sense. But it's the algorithm, right? So I've just kind of just been stuck hoping that things will change, and they're not. So instead of hoping that things will change and just continuing to repost content, repurpose content, I decided to start over. And it is very sad because I feel like I failed. Yeah. So I'm starting over. I created a completely new TikTok, and I do want to go in a different direction. I want to make this new TikTok more about me, my life, and then showcase that I own a business. I don't want the entire TikTok to be just about my business. Y'all understand? That is what I'm doing now. I have not deleted my business TikTok. Somebody actually stitched one of my videos, and she was saying that she thinks I should just try to spin this around, I made a new TikTok, try to grow that. But on my business TikTok, I should start pivoting and maybe selling courses and stuff like that, classes. And that sounds like such a good idea. And I want to get excited because she gave me a really good idea. I do want to get excited, but then it just kind of there's so much free information on the internet now. Who is going to want to pay me? I don't know. And maybe that's not a good way to think. But there's so much free information. How do you pluck a wig? You can go right on YouTube. You can go right on TikTok. How many people are really going to pay me for that? How do you bleach knots? You can go right on YouTube, right on TikTok. So I'm just I'm a little stuck. How do you start a business? I just feel like I'm not in the position to give any more advice, because look at where I am. There's just so much that I just kind of feel like, what classes can I really sell? What master class can I really give? What is going to be so different about it? So I think that's why I'm kind of stuck on that, and I haven't, like, it sounds like such a great idea, but I haven't jumped on it yet. And I really don't want it to sound like money driven, because honestly, y'all, I love social media. I love content creation. I've been on YouTube for years. Even when YouTube wasn't making me any money, I've been on YouTube. So it's really not just about money. I'm getting a call because I am clocked into work. Hold on, y'all. Like I was saying, I don't want it to sound money driven because I love content creation. Oh my God, I get another call. But who does not want to get paid for something that they love, especially when they know that that is an option? You know, nobody wants to be forced to do something that they don't want to do. And when I say that, I mean working a 9 to 5 when you know that your heart is somewhere else. So obviously you're going to have to do what you got to do. Like, hello, I got to put a roof over me and my daughter's head. She got to eat. But it's just not the best feeling at all. So, yeah. So I'm just trying to start over. YouTube, I will not be starting over. I tried that once, and I feel like YouTube is a lot harder to get recognition on. Especially if you're not the most aesthetically pleasing. You don't have the best camera. I feel like it's a little harder. So I'm not going to start over on YouTube. I do take my little breaks when I'm overwhelmed, and I just feel like, did that video really get only 50 views? Like, I do, but I always get right back to it because, yeah. But, yeah, that's where I am now. So I have just been struggling trying to figure out how I'm getting my daughter to school because I'm in Georgia, y'all. In Georgia, you need a car. And when you don't have a car, I feel like it makes things so much harder. I'm constantly paying delivery fees for Walmart delivery, Instacart, DoorDash. And then now the biggest thing for me is, because I don't mind, if I got to order food from like Walmart, Instacart. The biggest thing right now is getting Alani to school, which is what I have been struggling with. The first week I rented a car, I will never be doing that again. It was $300 to rent a car for 1 week. Yeah. The second week, which was last week, my grandfather actually went to New York. I didn't even know he was going into New York, so that was a blessing in disguise. I had no idea. And he was like, you could just use my van. So I was using his van last week. But now that he's back, he came back on Saturday. It is Monday. I was just trying to figure out, what am I doing for this week? Like, what am I going to do? Obviously, the school bus is an option, but I'm really hesitant, and my nerves are really bad about that. Y'all, I have anxiety, like, diagnosed. So my nerves are really bad about the school bus because she would be the very first stop. We're fairly close to her school, so she would be the first stop. The bus comes at 6:15. School doesn't start until 7:30. So she's going to be on the bus the entire route. I don't like that at all. I did post a video on my TikTok, and a lot of moms are just pretty much like, get her an AirTag, get her a phone, she will be fine. So that's going to be the last resort, the very last resort. And then even then, I got to make sure I buy an AirTag. I do have an old iPhone. It's just not holding a charge. So I'm going to see about getting her a little phone so we can walk. Like, for example, this morning, I walked her to school. My issue with the walking is, y'all, once you leave my community, there's no sidewalks. And if you know Georgia, you know, sometimes it's just really scary just walking on just grass while cars is flying past you. I don't like that at all. Then there's Uber or Lyft. Uber or Lyft, I did the calculations, it'll be about $300 a month, which is better than renting a car for $300 a week, right? And it's like that's $300 that I could be putting to the side for a car. So I have just been super stressed. I think it's really my anxiety just making things worse than what it is, y'all. I really do. I know at some point she's going to just have to get on the bus. Like in the afternoon, like today is going to be the first day she's going to be on the bus in the afternoon. And I'm okay with that because it's the very first stop to the school, it's the very first stop. So I'm okay with that. We're starting slow this afternoon with the bus for the first time. But I just really hate that this is how things unfolded for me. I really don't know what to do aside from what I'm doing, starting over my TikTok. I am starting to, I decided to make a series. I do have a series on my TikTok, which I'm pretty sure is what I'm going to title this video because it's my life. 6 figures to repossession. So I'm just hoping that that'll bring people in. Because there's so much people that have actually commented on some of my videos like, this has happened to me. Girl, I know this so well. I'm a business owner as well. I had to close down my business. So I just want to be relatable. Like, you know, I just want to make content that is relatable, that's entertaining. So I'm just starting over with this TikTok, and I'm just praying that it can hopefully be my guide to getting back on track. I'm not trying to put all my eggs in one basket and say, or I pray that I go viral and I start making hundreds of dollars on TikTok. Like, I'm going to be realistic. It's probably going to take some time, but it's a step that I have to make because I'm just trying to fight for this entrepreneur lifestyle that I love and that I want. Because, baby, answering to a supervisor, clocking in and out. Some days I be feeling like I'm going to lose my mind. Y'all, last week I was not feeling well. I was having side effects. What I later found out was I was having side effects to a medication that I was taking. When I tell y'all my head was killing me and I had to look at 2 computer screens. So I asked them if I could leave early and they told me no because they were short-staffed. I'm just trying to figure out what that had to do with me and my health. Like, my head was killing me, y'all. From my legs and my feet were in pain. Like, you know how if you have like a flu or something and your body ache, my legs and my feet were in pain. Then they started going numb. My hands started going numb and like tingling. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I was panicking and I just wanted to not be answering calls, right? They told me I couldn't get off. I cried. And then I was like, you know what? It is what it is. I cannot afford to lose my job. If they say I can't go, I can't go. I thugged it out to the end of the day. The next day came, which was last week, Wednesday. I was like, you know what? Let me just call out from now because I'm still not feeling well. And they tried to tell me no. They said I didn't have PTO. First of all, why is PTO and sick days not 2 different things? And that's when my boss was like, oh, what you could do is you could swap today with one of your days off. I usually have Fridays off. So what I had to do was I had to end up working last week Friday in order to get that Wednesday off because I wasn't feeling well. It's just stuff like that that I did not have to deal with when I was my own boss for those 2 years. I miss. And it's so sad that certain things you just cannot control. I can't control who can see my content and who can't. All I can do is do my best and put out the content. Like, that's all I can do. Same with YouTube. I cannot control who clicks and who doesn't click on my video. I do the best that I can do with what I have. I don't have a fancy camera. So I've just been stressing out. I have to get a car. That is my main priority. Because I voluntarily repossessed my car, nobody's going to give me a car. Only way I'm getting a car is if I buy it cash. Like, I'm literally stuck. I remember telling you guys that my grandfather was going to give me his van. There's so many issues with the van. First, the van needed a battery. So I was like, I'll pay for the battery. Pay for the battery. The van is still not working. Now we got to get the van to a mechanic. First, it was a situation where my grandfather couldn't find a mechanic. Then he found a mechanic, but the mechanic kept canceling. I don't know. Sometimes it's just hard depending on other people. Because I'm just like, I bet y'all can find a mechanic right now. Like, and then the issue is the car doesn't drive. So we have to pay for the car to get towed to a mechanic. Once it gets towed to the mechanic, only God knows what else is wrong with the van once it gets to the mechanic. That's more money that would have to be spent. I'm just here. That's the life update. I don't know. I just be wanting to be vulnerable with my platform. But I'm kind of stuck. I don't really know how else I can go about making money besides trying to go hard on social media. And then it's like with YouTube, I feel like it's so hard to come up with content because I don't go anywhere and I don't do anything. A lot of people that I watch on YouTube, they be out and about vlogging their day. I work from home. I don't have a car now. So like, I just can't. I'm praying that God pulls through for me and we could be on a road to hopefully get in this car. I do want to document my journey little by little as much as I can, but I don't know. That's pretty much it, y'all. I just really felt like I was sitting here at work and I just felt like venting and talking. On this episode of making 6 figures to getting my car repossessed, I have to figure out how I'm getting my daughter to school this morning. And I did figure it out. We're going to go ahead and walk. Yeah, in Georgia. I know. The school is fairly close, which is why if she took the school bus, she would be the very first stop. My issue with Georgia is, because I'm born and raised in New York, I could walk if I need to. My issue with Georgia is there's barely any sidewalks. Who the hell wants to walk on grass when there's cars flying past you? I don't like that. it upsets my anxiety. It heightens my anxiety, okay? But I was like, let's try it out again today. I did try it when my boyfriend was here, but I just felt like that was an extra security for us. And now it's just me and Lonnie since my boyfriend is back in New York. So yeah, here we go. I had to film it for y'all because back to the sidewalk. So once you get out of my property, like go through the gate and get towards the end of my property, the sidewalk is done, which I think is crazy when you're by a school. Sidewalk is done. Once we cross that street, yeah. So luckily today we were walking, y'all, and one of the moms that was dropping her kid off, she was like, hey, are y'all going to the elementary school? I was like, yeah. She was like, you want to jump in? I was like, hell yeah. And it all happened so quick. So of course I wasn't recording when she pulled over to the side, but yeah, we hopped in her truck. We were talking a little bit. I was letting her know like we live right there, but it didn't give the vibes that she wanted to do this every day. So I didn't ask. I don't want to be that type of person. I don't know. Because when I said I live right there, if that was something she was interested in, she could have been like, oh, maybe I could just pick y'all up, but she didn't, so I didn't. Yeah, but this is me walking back because I told her I was okay to walk back. I need it anyways with this little baby fat that I got from a 5-year-old. Still need to lose it, but yeah, we may or may not walk tomorrow morning, y'all. I'm working on getting the air tag and everything for her so I can feel more comfortable with her on the bus, but this week is not a pay week, so this week I'm gonna figure it out, whether we're walking, taking an Uber, Lyft. Either way, I'm gonna make sure my baby's at school.